This one is for all of my fellow high-achieving women out there who are killing it at work and then coming home at the end of the day and just wanting to crash from exhaustion. You just want to grab food, curl up on the couch, and binge watch Netflix and hope no one texts you or calls you or wants anything from you because you just have nothing left to give. When that starts to become your routine for what life looks like outside of work, then you have slipped into functional freeze. You've heard of the stress responses, fight or flight. Well, freeze is another one that just isn't talked about. Today I'm going to help you learn what functional freeze is and how to move through it. Hello and welcome to the Unapologetically Authentic Leadership Channel. I'm Brooke Bernard, your transformational leadership coach. This space is all about empowering high-achieving women in leadership to be their authentic selves. And if you're new here, my goal is to help you reach your full potential by being who you are, not who you're expected to be. And I believe that we all deserve access to professional development. So as always, you will find the mini course that I offer linked in the description box below. It will help you build your leadership skills and get reconnected to your authentic self. While the term functional freeze might be new to some of us, the experience is entirely relatable. And when I've been comparing notes with friends of mine over the years who are also high-achieving women in leadership roles, it's definitely something that we can all share stories about. It's good for you to know that functional freeze is something that's talked about often in wellness and mental health spaces. And it's starting to make its way into more mainstream articles as well. I saw an article in Forbes, and I also saw an article on Oprah.com. I think women need access to this information so they can better understand what they're experiencing and how to take care of themselves. And so how it shows up in our lives is that we are so overwhelmed and stressed and pushing ourselves to the limit at work that when we get home, our high-achieving selves are totally and completely done for the day, wiped out. And you just feel like you need time to yourself to recover, and that time to yourself is being still. And the idea of getting dressed up and looking nice and going out to dinner with people or running errands or starting a project that you wanted to start or finishing a project that was half done, like on your dining room table, none of that sounded enjoyable or sometimes even possible. And if you have ever felt this way, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your story. What it looked like for you, how you got out of it, or if you're in it right now, maybe I can give you some help, maybe I can give you some support and validation that'll help you move through it. For me, this looked like getting off of work, going home, changing my clothes, making the easiest, quickest dinner possible, curling up on my couch, covering up with a blanket, and then watching my favorite shows on Hulu or Netflix. And that would be my night. And so many nights, that was my life. Because after giving my all at work, after being the professional I wanted to be at work, after putting everything I had into the day, being strategic, solving problems, planning for the future, navigating organizational politics, resolving team issues, responding to clients, customers, I had nothing left for myself when I got home. Nothing. It was all I could do to not fall asleep on my couch. It was like a stress response. I just would fall asleep while I was watching TV on the couch. People would call me, text me, and I couldn't even bring myself to listen to the voicemails. I couldn't make myself engage with the text messages, which, if you haven't been there, might sound ridiculous, but if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. It was just like I couldn't handle one more thing. And so I wanted to give some time to this topic Because I think for many of us, we have gone through periods in our professional careers, in our lives, where we're like giving 100% at work. And because of that level of overwhelming stress that we're experiencing at that time, it means we have nothing left to give in our personal lives to anyone that we love, to our partner, to our family, to our kids, to our friends, to ourselves. So let's learn a little bit more about this often overlooked experience. Functional freeze is a mental and emotional state where people feel this sense of disconnectedness from everyone and everything around them. They're able to go through the motions of accomplishing the tasks that they have to do on a daily basis, but it's like they're not really present while they're doing it, which means people experiencing functional freeze often feel like they have no energy to give things. And just like fight or flight, freeze is a stress response. And so we have to know when it's happening, which includes understanding what triggers it and what the symptoms look like. And for those of us that are a touch perfectionistic and have super high expectations for ourselves, and might even have managers, leaders who have high expectations to layer upon our own expectations, this can be really challenging for high achieving professionals because it can push us beyond our limits, beyond what is reasonable for us. And we might keep reaching and stretching and trying because we don't want to fail, because we are so wired to succeed. And that can put us into one of those overwhelmed stress states that tells our body this is just too much. We need to just shut down. So it's inconvenient, but I'm going to teach you what you need to look for so that you know when it's happening to you. Here are 6 signs of functional freeze. Number 1 is constant low-level anxiety and fear of failure. Number 2 is the tendency to isolate from peers and avoid professional networking. And number 3 is struggling with self-care amidst your very demanding schedule. Number 4 is procrastinating on important projects, and that can be professional or personal. And number 5 is feeling physically drained despite being on the go. So basically at that point you're like a zombie, moving through life, checking the boxes, but feeling like you just want to crawl into bed, pull up the covers, and stay there. And number 6 is emotional numbness. Even during your achievements, you aren't able to fully feel all the joy that you should when you are experiencing those gold star moments, those career-making moments. You can't experience them because you aren't feeling much of anything. You're just kind of neutral all the time, because neutral means that you don't have to feel the really bad stuff, but it also means you can't feel the really good stuff. So now let's talk about the consequences of functional freeze. Of course, it's going to impact every area of your life. It's going to impact your personal relationships. It's going to impact work and what you're able to achieve there, how you're going to advance or not in your career, and your overall well-being. And for a lot of women, this becomes not only just your mental health being impacted, but also your physical well-being. So for all of my single friends out there, I'm guessing that functional freeze looks like not getting enough quality time with friends, not wanting to pick up the phone when your family's calling to connect with you, and definitely that you are not going out on the dates that you wish you were going out on. Your energy level for going and getting on that dating app, sending messages, meeting up with people, all of that probably just feels like too much, like exhausting. Like you really want it theoretically, but in real life, on any given day, it just feels like too much. Unless maybe it's a Saturday, maybe Saturday you feel like you have a little more energy, a little more get up and go to go and dress up and look cute and go out. But during the week, getting off work and going on a date probably seems near impossible. Yep, which isn't exactly the romantic life that we want for ourselves. And for those that are partnered, you probably don't have the energy that you wish you had to give to that person or to the relationship in general. Like, you are dragging yourself through life whenever you are not at work. And so how are you supposed to come up with the energy to be that best version of yourself with them, to be able to be fun and happy and easy breezy and do all of the fun activities that they want to do, to enjoy quality time with them of any kind? Where do you find that energy? Where do you find that part of you that can actually feel things, right? So that you can be connected in that moment. And what if you have kids? How do you show up as the parent you want to be when you have no energy to give anyone else? When you get home from work and all you want to do is just collapse, so you're just trying to get through making dinner, get through taking out the trash, helping with homework, getting them through the bedtime routine, all of it so you can just get to the end of the night and have some time to yourself, to scroll on your phone or watch a show before you have to go to bed, living for that tiny window of time when you can just be alone and not actually have to think about anybody else, what anyone else needs. And then we can talk about career growth. How on God's earth are you supposed to put in the extra that's going to get you noticed, that's going to open up the doors so that you can be the person they want to promote, so that they can write you that letter of recommendation you need, so they can send you to that professional development opportunity so you can get to that next level, so you can become the partner? The answer is, if you're in a functional freeze, I don't think it's possible to summon up that next level of energy that you need to be that version of you. And then overall well-being, functional freeze means that you probably are not eating as healthy as you should. You are not getting the rest that you should. You're not getting the movement or exercise that you should, because all you crave is comfort and quiet and being still. And I totally get it, because like I said, I have been there. And hot tip from me to you, my super fast dinner I would make for myself was frozen vegetables and 90-second rice packets with everything bagel seasoning, and I was good to go. So no judgment here. Take care of yourself in however you need, but I want to help you get from this point to a much healthier place. So we're going to talk about how you do that. So here are strategies for breaking free of this freeze. So first, if you've been watching this channel very long, you know that I recommend going out in nature. And if you think you're not a nature person, all I'm asking is that you just go outside to go for a walk, wherever you enjoy going for that walk. Maybe you're out hiking, or maybe you're walking through a nicely groomed park, or along a boardwalk, because there is, again, good research for how our bodies react to being in nature and how it helps us to reset. It actually has a large impact on our nervous system and how our brain is processing information, how our hormones are being released. We need to be able to be in nature. It helps us to level out. So maybe it's just that you go sit outside on your deck or in your backyard at the end of your day for like 15 minutes so you can just breathe in the air and be still out there, but let your mind clear. Let your heart rate slow. Breathe deep and come back to yourself. Maybe just turn on some music. Music lights up our brains in ways that are very healthy, gets us out of our stuck, stressed place into a more relaxed place or a happy place or a sad place. If you need to cry it out, turn on some music that moves you to tears so you can feel some emotion, or turn on something that makes you smile and remember good times. Music is an anchor for all of us to different times in our lives, different people that we were with. So think about what music would make you feel the best. So my idea of walking in nature incorporates a little bit of this next one too, doing some light exercise. And this could be also like stretching, yoga, Pilates, maybe even doing a little bit of strength training, whatever makes you feel good, because any degree of movement that we engage in helps us to relax. And if you can, dance a little. Dance a little, because dancing changes how we feel and how we're connected to our bodies. And of course, deep breathing is always helpful. There are other breathing techniques as well. If you want to down-regulate your nervous system, breathe in and out through your left nostril. Breathing through our left side puts us into a calmer state. Gently press on your right nostril and breathe through your left. There's, of course, mindfulness, meditation practices. You know that I believe in meditation. Tapping meditation has become a new area for me that I enjoy, but also just short meditations to get you going or to help you fall asleep. I'll link my meditation channel here so you can check it out. Finding a meditation that works for you, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, any time that you give to your practice on a daily basis is going to increase the quality of your life and make you feel better. And as we're wrapping up here, I just want to remind you one more time of what the symptoms are. I'll pop them up here on a slide next to me, because I want you to have an opportunity to look at this list and decide for yourself whether or not you are experiencing functional freeze, and then be able to make changes based on your own assessment. And on this channel, I have done a video about recovering from burnout. And I want to clarify the difference between burnout and functional freeze. Burnout is all about chronic exhaustion that is fueled by prolonged stress. Whereas what we're talking about today with functional freeze, it is more of a temporary withdrawal from life in response to what feels like overwhelming demands. And it's your body not knowing how to deal with that feeling of overwhelm. So with a few tiny tweaks to your daily routine and how you move through the world, you can start to get better, to feel better. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, please like it and share it so other people can also benefit. And as always, if you are interested in personalized guidance and support, please reach out, connect with me to learn more about private coaching, how I can help, and what we can accomplish together. And until next time, stay true to yourself, lead with purpose, and thank you for watching.